Now that we've done this, I think we're just going to keep going with the body mods because, well, I can't get the front CV shafts done, and, well, I'm still waiting on a couple of parts to do the rear 5-stud conversion. So, I'm going to go right up the to-do list for body mods, and then we're going to go outside and have a look at the brumberty. So, back when I started this conversion, I've transplanted the entire wiring loom from the Liberty into the Brumby. It's still got to be bolted up into place, but it's here and it works. Everything from the headlights to the tail lights. Now, the only bit that hasn't been swapped out, this bit. Well, this bit, that was the electric windows. Now, the electric windows came from an 83 sports wagon, so they pretty much bolted straight in. Now, this bit, that never actually got used in the end. That was the wiring for a electric mirror off a Toyota Celica from the 70s. And, well, this bit, the aftermarket central locking. And we all know how they sound. Yeah, so we're going to be replacing the aftermarket central locking with the factory stuff. Now, that means I do have to swap over the latches, which is not a huge deal, but we can do it. And then this will just plug straight into the loom. The other things, like the electric windows, I'm going to keep all the Brumby mechanism, and I'm either going to swap the motors over to the Liberty motors, or I'm just going to wire the Brumby motors up to the Liberty motor wiring system. So should be easy enough. And the other thing we're going to do is change over the door handles, because this is meant to be looking like a Gen 3 Brumby, which were never built. They did build one called the Subaru Baja, which was the Gen 3 Liberty as a 4-door ute, but we never got them in Australia. So I'm just going to put the Liberty door handles on as well. I did shave the passenger door, not overly happy with it, so I'd rather just have door handles. So that's what we're doing today. New catches and new handles. Now, to swap the latches over, well, the bolt holes are in slightly different places. So what we're going to do is pull everything out of the door, pull these out, going to get a hammer and dolly and tap these out flat, weld up the holes and linish them back smooth. So then we've got a flat panel to work with, where we'll just drill the 3 new holes. It'll be slightly different positions, and then this will bolt in if all goes to plan. Another thing is, I'm going to fix this little hole here. That was in it when I got it. This was an old farm ute, pretty much. It has had a lot of firewood thrown at it. Most of it went in, I'm guessing, but there's a lot of it dinted up the side of it. So, no idea how this happened, but it's going to get repaired. So, first thing we're going to do, strip the door out. Only 2 tools you really need: Phillips head screwdriver and trim removal tools. These just help prevent breaking things. Alright, that's pretty much everything out. Now we just got to make this work. Should work. So we'll make a start on the modifications with a hammer. Alright, so I've got this little jigger. I bought this from Malamotive, so I'll put a link in the description. But basically, put it on the panel on the inside, and you adjust the little screw, and now I've got a little copper block just behind the sheet, so I can just weld that up, and it won't all fall in. Now I can move it, do these two. We'll see what happens with this one down here. And then we'll go on and do the latch. That didn't quite go to plan. I forgot to change the setting on the welder and it kind of blew a huge hole. Better luck next time. So the next step is I've got to put the holes in for this, which will be about there somewhere, and then once I've got them done, I'm going to actually pull the catch out of the other door, because this is out of a rear door and the unit that goes in the front door has a 4-pin plug instead of a 2-pin. That's because the one that goes in the driver's door is a master unit, where this is just a slave. So we've got to pull another door apart. As you can see, the rear door and the front door, totally different units. Now the rear one, if I put it in place, this divot in here runs into the solenoid, and the one for the front door clears it. So that's happy. Yeah, put this in. All fits in there really well. Latch is all sitting in where it should, so that's good. When I compare this to the brumby one that I pulled out, pretty much the same size as the brumby one that came out, so it's all looking pretty good for this conversion so far. So I'll just mark out these holes onto the door, drill them, and then we can start bolting this in. I did think I was going to have to use my big center punch to put the dimples in these, but just tightening the screws up really tight by hand seems to have done the job. So the next step is the door handles. Now I cut this out of one of the doors. Now I've done a lot of measurement working out exactly where the handle's meant to go in conjunction with the latch, so all the standard push rods will fit. So right about there where it needs to go. So I've marked it all out. Now I just got to cut it That definitely made a hole. Something like that. Now, I've got to feddle a lot of this. Got to mark where it's going, trim the pieces to fit really nicely, and then we can start welding. So, let's just jump ahead a little bit. So I've got that all cut out, and it's a very tight fit. I don't think I'd even be able to get those panel clamps in there, so we're going to have to do this without them. Now, just got to go around it with Scotch Brite wheel, take all the paint off all the way around the edge of that and this, and then we can start tacking it. Not perfect, but that's all I can really do at the moment. So I'm just going to put some primer over this bit and then put the door handle back in. So, primer time. Love it when that works. Alright, so time to put the handle and all the latch back together again. Well, that all works. Now, I muffed up a little bit. The handle is about 15mm lower than it was meant to be. So all the push rods that go down to the latch had to be customised. But, well, as I say, you should customise everything. Now, this panel is still sucked in slightly. It's about 3mm from where it should be. So that'll have to get sorted when I'm doing body work, but it is what it is. Yeah. Central locking's in. It's not wired up. I need to sort out a new grommet for the front of the door to go between the door and the body, because the grommet on the Liberty just won't work. So that's an issue for another day. Now I've just got to go and do the other door. So while I do that, just, as always, customise everything. That's all.